So next time you fall into step across campus with Jack, in or out of this campus world actually, know that you're walking next to a true original. He will not give you anything extra to say when introducing him to a crowd, but he'll make you feel good that your paths crossed nonetheless. Jack Keegan.
All right. Thank you, Mr. McManus, for that kind introduction. Today, I'll be doing my chapel on why video games aren't the bane of all evil. Yes, parents, I know what you're thinking. Video games turn your brains to mush, but I'm here to change your mind and maybe convince you to support your kids playing video games. But before I tell you all the amazing and whimsical benefits of playing video games, I do have a disclaimer. Kids, even though video games can be beneficial to you, you can't just play video games all day. You gotta go outside, touch some grass, and enjoy the fresh air, because that also has its benefits. I've learned many things over the years of my online endeavors in video games. Most of the things I've learned have real-world applications. The first lesson that I learned is teamwork. Teamwork is an important skill that you need to advance throughout your life. My teamwork skills have greatly expanded after playing video games. Over 70% of gamers play with someone else, and playing with people requires teamwork. If you don't communicate with your teammates in the game and work together, the enemies will prevail. The games that improve my teamwork skills the most are Valorant and Warzone. Valorant is a tricky strategy and shooter game that requires you to talk to your teammates, to come up with strategies to either beat your opponents or plant the mine to win. Teamwork is a skill that will follow you for the rest of your life and is extremely important. Without it, you couldn't come together to win in Fortnite or get your annual report in for your job. The next important lesson that I've learned from playing video games is patience. Patience is an important skill to have in your life. You need to learn to wait for the right time to do things or to save up to buy something. Without learning how to be patient, everyday things will be harder for you. The game that taught me the most about patience is my personal favorite, My Singing Monsters. In this game, it can take up to 100 tries to breed the monster you want. My Singing Monsters also requires you to be able to be patient with your money and save up to buy some of the best monsters in the game. Another game that you need to learn how to be patient for is Clash of Clans. If you know this game, you know it can take years upon years to max out the whole game. And they're adding weekly updates, which makes it harder. I can confidently say that I would not be good at saving money without learning it from these video games. Without video games, I would not be as patient as a person as I currently am. My third lesson is strategy. Strategy is required in even some of the most simple games you can play. But the whole point of some games is strategy. I think the best example of a game that requires players to learn strategies is Rainbow Six Siege. This game is a defense and attacking game, with each player having different abilities and weapons. You have to find the best way to use everyone in your team's abilities to your best advantage. This is super hard to master. This has helped me strategize in real life while doing projects that require brainstorming. So that's right, video games have actually helped me become a better student. My fourth and final lesson is that having fun is the most important part. What's the point in playing video games if you don't enjoy them? I play them to have fun, not really to win. That's also why I never play without friends. Games are just a lot less enjoyable when you're not playing with your friends. This is truly one of the most important things I've learned in general. What's the point in life if you don't enjoy it? This lesson has definitely helped me the most out of all the ones I've learned. I'd also like to share with you the scientific benefits of you playing video games. And I'd like to thank my teacher, Mr. Anzaldo, for the research he did and shared with me. The first benefit is that video games will help to sharpen your senses and keep them sharp by helping with reaction times and your brain's capabilities. Almost all the games nowadays force you to improve reaction time and become better at decision making. Quick decision making is extremely important. Games with strategies help to keep your mind active and improve your thinking abilities. This has all been scientifically proven and has been accepted by many doctors and scientists. Video games help to sharpen your reaction times by having you make split-second decisions on what to do. This can help you if you play sports and have to have a good reaction time for your position. So yes, playing video games can help you become a better player, but still the best way to improve at your sports is going outside and practicing. The second scientific benefit of playing video games is mental health. Most video games are multiplayer, and as I said before, over 70% of players play with another person. So if you're not the greatest at talking with others, playing video games is a great way to improve. A study Mr. Anzaldo highlighted in his paper shows that video games can help fend off mental disorders such as Alzheimer's. They help to fend off these mental disorders because they increase the gray matter in your hippocampus, which is a part of your brain. In this study, older people played Super Mario, and the control group did basic things like watching TV and going throughout their normal lives. The gray matter in their brains was measured after, and in the control group, their gray matter actually decreased, while the people who played video games, their gray matter in their brains increased, and the hippocampus actually grew in size. So yes, playing video games can actually scientifically make your brain bigger. Before my chapel comes to a close, I'd like to reiterate what I had said before, because that it is still important to be going outside. Video games aren't as bad for you as some people might think, but going outside is still really important. It's very important to find the right balance of exercise and going outside while playing video games. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to my chapel, and I hope you now reconsider your thoughts on video games. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Thank you.
I used to rule the world. Chunks would load when I gave the word. Now every night I go stowaway. From hot miles and miles I used to stay. They once were terrified. Every time I looked into their eyes, villagers would cheer my way. For here I was, that's what they say. 1 minute we had it all. Now our world began to fall away from all that it had once become. They all cried for my help, but I stood there numb. I gaze off into the boundless skyline. No block wires playing in the sunshine. Turn around, pick up my sword and wield the blade that once forced evil mobs to yield. And hope one day that this chaos and destruction turns for the better. Never had a bow in hand. That was when I ruled the land. I gaze off into the boundless skyline. No block while singing in the sunshine. Turn around, pick up my sword and shield. The blade that once forced evil mobs to yield. I hope one day that this chorus and the junction turns for the better. Never a bow in hand. That was when I ruled the land.